The financial decision that seems mature, but slowly destroys your freedom. Every cat wants to look like an adult cat. A responsible cat. The kind that never knocks anything off the table, always arrives on time, knows exactly where its own bowl is, and is proud of never acting on impulse. Being an adult cat has become synonymous with being predictable, controlled, and, above all, always choosing the path that seems safest. The investor cat wanted that too. He wanted to be seen as a serious cat. A cat who did everything right. A cat who doesn't live for dangerous adventures, who doesn't gamble, who doesn't try crazy ideas. And that's exactly where he fell into the trap. There is a financial decision that, when a cat makes it, all the other cats applaud. The older cats nod in approval. Friends say, "Now yes, you've become a real cat." The cats in suits who run the building pat him on the back and say, "Congratulations, now you are responsible." But nobody tells you the real price of that choice. Because the price doesn't come all at once. It comes little by little. So little by little that the investor cat doesn't even notice when he starts paying it. At first, it looks like maturity. It looks like growth. It looks like he finally stopped chasing yarn balls and started thinking about the future. He begins to organize his life in spreadsheets. He starts using important words like stability, security, predictability. He begins to take pride in not taking risks. And that's curious because at some point in his life, all he wanted was exactly the opposite. Freedom. Freedom to choose where to sleep. Freedom to change his mind. Freedom to try new paths. But now he calls that recklessness. Now he calls that immaturity. Now he calls that something only cats who don't think about tomorrow do. So he makes the choice. The choice that seems obvious. The one everyone makes. The one nobody questions. He trades possibilities for guarantees. He trades open roads for a well-defined track. He trades the chance to fail big for the certainty of never trying big. And on the day he does that, nothing explodes. Nothing goes wrong. On the contrary, everything seems to fall into place. He sleeps better. He feels relief. He feels protected. And that's exactly why this decision is so dangerous. Because it doesn't hurt. It calms you down. Months go by and the investor cat's life becomes organized. Predictable. Repeatable. He knows exactly what next month will look like next year, and if he's honest with himself, the next 10 years. And that gives a strange sense of control. He calls it progress. But notice, real progress changes your life. This kind of progress only keeps everything in the same place. Just with a nicer story on top. Now with an adult-sounding narrative. At some point, the investor cat realizes that he works a lot, but his life doesn't change much. The scenery is the same. The routine is the same. The worries are the same. Only the tiredness grows. But he pushes that under the rug because after all, he is responsible. He has commitments. He has obligations. He has things he can't quit right now. And that sentence is one of the most dangerous things a cat can say. Not now. Because almost always it turns into never. The cruelest part is that this decision doesn't trap the investor cat with chains. It traps him with comfort, with small rewards, with the constant feeling that he is doing the right thing. And when another cat appears living differently, trying something different, he doesn't feel admiration. He feels contempt disguised as concern. That's too risky, he says. That's not what adult cats do. Deep down, he's just trying to justify to himself why he stopped trying. Time passes. And it passes fast. One day, the investor cat realizes that for years his life has been practically the same. Maybe with a few more things. A few more responsibilities. A few more bills. But with far fewer possibilities. And then comes the thought he tries to avoid. Was this supposed to be all? Is adult life just managing exhaustion? Here is where the real cost of that decision lives. It doesn't make the investor cat poor all at once. It just prevents him from becoming free. It doesn't destroy dreams in a dramatic way. It just slowly shrinks them until they fit inside the routine. He stops dreaming big because dreaming big starts to feel too dangerous, too irresponsible, too childish. And without noticing, he becomes exactly the kind of cat the system loves. Predictable, controllable, obedient, and eternally busy. Too busy to think. Too busy to question. Too busy to realize that he traded his own life for a feeling of security that is never enough. The most ironic part is that this choice is almost never sold as a prison. It is sold as freedom. Now you're safe. Now you have stability. Now you can relax. But relax for what? Relax to stay exactly where you are? Relax to never flip the table again? Relax to never again be able to say, I'm done, I'm changing everything? At some point, the investor cat's body starts to feel it before his mind does. He wakes up more tired than when he went to sleep. He feels a strange weight in his chest when he thinks about the future. It's not anxiety. It's something worse. It's predictability. It's the certainty that tomorrow will be the same. And the next day too. And the next. He tries to convince himself that this is normal. That this is just how it is. That every adult cat lives like this. And maybe they do. But that doesn't make it any less sad. It just makes it more common. The problem is not choosing safety. The problem is doing it without realizing that you're giving up something that doesn't come back. The ability to truly change your life. The ability to flip the table. The ability to say, this is not for me, and start over. Because one day, and that day always comes, the investor cat does the math. Not just about food, but about time. He realizes he has already lived more years than he thinks. And he realizes that if nothing changes, he will live the rest in exactly the same way. And then comes the question that hurts. If I keep going like this, where will I end up? And the answer is even worse, in the same place. Just older. This is the financial decision that looks adult. It gives status. It gives social approval. It gives the feeling that you're doing the right thing. But little by little, it takes away something that almost nobody notices they're losing. Choice. Real freedom is not being able to buy things. Real freedom is being able to change your life. And the cruelest part? Almost nobody warns you. Because almost everyone has already made that choice too. And admitting it might have been a mistake hurts too much. So the cats defend the path they chose. Not because it's good, but because it's theirs. If this story of the investor cat gave you a strange sense of discomfort, that's a good sign. It means you may be starting to see that there's a huge difference between being safe and being trapped. Between being stable and being stagnant. Between being busy and being alive. The question that remains is not about money. It's about life. Are you building something that gives you more options, or just something that gives you more bills? Now tell me in the comments, do you feel like you're really moving forward, or are you just walking in well-organized circles? If this video moved you in any way, leave a like. It helps this kind of content reach more people who are also living on autopilot. And subscribe to the channel because we're not here to make you comfortable. We're here to wake you up.